Most of the world's rocket launch sites sit behind heavy security in the middle of nowhere. Japan's does too, technically, except its version of nowhere is a subtropical island with beaches, fishing towns, and a short drive from the launch pads, some of the cheapest housing in the country. Tanegashima Space Center sits on the southeastern tip of Tanegashima Island, about 40 kilometers south of the Kyushu mainland, and has been operational since 1969. It is run today by Jaxa, the country's space agency, and its 2 launch pads send up the H-IIA and H3 rockets that carry Japan's satellites into orbit. The island was chosen for the same reasons a lot of remote coastal places get chosen for dangerous, exciting infrastructure. Far enough from major cities to be safe, close enough to open sea that spent rocket stages fall harmlessly into the water instead of onto anyone's house. None of this turned Tanegashima into some booming aerospace metropolis. It is still, day-to-day, a quiet, rural island economy built on fishing and agriculture, with the Space Center functioning more like a specialized, occasional-use facility than a year-round industrial hub. Launches themselves are infrequent enough that they remain genuine local events, not routine background noise, and the rest of the island carries on being exactly what it looks like. Small coastal towns, farmland, and beaches, doing normal rural Japan things in the shadow of a genuinely world-class piece of space infrastructure. That quiet, rural, fishing and farming economy is exactly the kind of place Kyushu's Akiya story keeps showing up in. An island with a working spaceport is still, demographically, an aging, shrinking rural community like the rest of Kagoshima Prefecture, which means the same vacant house pressure affecting the mainland prefecture reaches all the way out here too. The rocket launches do not change the math on an empty family house nobody came back for. They are simply the single strangest possible backdrop for that same ordinary story. Tanegashima is not going to be the obvious first stop for anyone looking at Kyushu real estate, and that is exactly the point. It is a real, inhabited, ordinary Japanese island that also happens to send rockets into space a few times a year, and every ordinary force that puts a house on an Akiya listing anywhere else in Kagoshima Prefecture is at work here too. For anyone who wants their rural Japanese address to come with one genuinely unbeatable conversation starter, it is hard to top living down the road from a spaceport. If this made Japan's empty house market a little clearer, subscribe to Akiya Handbook, the channel that explains how Japan's cheap houses actually work, honestly, and without selling you anything. There is also a free guide waiting in the description, the Akiya Buyer's Starter Guide, how to buy a cheap house in Japan without getting burned. 11 chapters on the truth about so-called free houses, the hidden costs, and who should not buy. No hype, and completely free. The link is below. Thanks for watching.